There's a reason for the season, right? And not all seasons are the same. But I also want to help get you back and understand that you can find time for yourself no matter what season it is, and that you are worth it. You are capable. You are amazing. You are just a freaking rock star, Mama Bear. And don't forget that about yourself. Please don't forget about that. Welcome, Mama Bears, to my corner of the world. As a Mama Bear of two, I wanted to share my journey and experiences with fellow Mama Bears like you. Motherhood is beautiful, yet a challenging adventure. I'm here to offer support, encouragement, and helpful tips to make your parenting journey a little bit smoother. Join me on this incredible roller coaster we call parenthood, where we'll navigate the ups and downs together. I believe that with a positive mindset and support from one another, we can make this journey meaningful and enjoyable. Life becomes even more amazing when we have people at our side. And here in this space, we can connect, share stories, and grow as mothers. So let's embark on this incredible journey. I'm excited to hear your story and be part of your motherhood experience. You can count on me to provide some guidance, inspiration, and helping you with whatever you need. All right, Mama Bears, welcome to another episode of Mama Bears Everywhere. This is a place where we embrace the beautiful chaos of motherhood. I am your host, Anne Marie. And today we're going to be diving into a topic that is near and dear to every Mama Bear's heart, and that's self-care. Because let's face it, we all deserve a little TLC, right? Before we jump into this discussion, let's take a moment to do a quick shout out to all our amazing listeners out there. Guys, I get it. There's a million things that we are always juggling at once, from diaper changes to homework to taking kids to extracurricular activities and sports and dance and you name it. I understand. We all get it. It's so easy to put ourselves last on our priority list. But today we're going to explore how self-care is not selfish, but it's a necessity. Guys, oh my gosh, we need to get real when it comes to talking about self-care. I know for me, I have always put myself on the back burner. And this isn't because I think of myself less, right? It was just one of those things that had happened in the midst of all the mama chaos, right? We want to make sure that our family is working in harmony and is everybody has what they need. Everybody calls you to be the problem solver, right? And it's understandable that we put ourselves on the back of that priority list. I am 100% guilty of it, but I want to teach you or just walk you through the journey and the experience that I have gone through so you don't necessarily have to make the same mistakes on your journey. Every mama bear's story is a little bit different and circumstances are a little bit different, but it doesn't mean that you are unworthy of your own like breathing time and being able to recenter and get back to being you. Right. And so walking you through a little bit of my journey is I'm a doer. I do everything. I love being the call person that everybody comes to. And I like making sure that my baby cubs are secure, that my hubby has what he wants, and that everybody's working in harmony. And then I finally can like relax and pressure. But I also know that me always doing that, me always being the go-to person to just handle everything, or and the baby's crying, just be like, "Oh, just give him to me," instead of letting our significant others, spouses, or family who's there to help us, like, fall to the wayside, right? And then they kind of get conditioned after a while when we do that, when we're like, "Oh, I got this," or they'll be "Here, take the baby. You got this, right?" And we're like, I was on my way to go pee. Like, can you just hold the baby for a minute? And you're like, okay, I guess. I've had so many mamas um, discuss this with me, is that they feel like they're in a position where their partners aren't creating or there's not like an equal give and take, I should say. They feel like their partners don't have an equal give and take when it comes to like the flow of things in the household. But I also ask them, like, look at the big picture, right? Because there could, like I said, so many we can go into a whole can of worms right now. But we won't do that. We'll save that for a later episode. But when it comes to self-care, we have to find moments in our day where we can just come back to us, right? And so, like, I was gonna go on a rampage and then I stopped myself. But they say that when I'm talking to these women in our community, they say that they feel like their partnerships are unequal and they feel left out in the cold because they are always doing, and yet their other half or their support isn't fulfilling the needs that they need them to, which is understandable. Life happens. Um, but it can be lonely. It can be lonely. It can be frustrating. It can be overwhelming for a mom to feel like they're doing everything without any type of return. And it's degrading. It is, like I said, frustrating. And I want to help women get out of that spot where they don't feel so victimized that they are like a prisoner in their own circumstance and they have no way out of it. And so we are starting here, ladies. We are starting here with coming back to us, coming back to our own needs, focusing on self, focusing on the care that we need and deserve so we are able to help our loved ones around us. And that's why I said self-care isn't selfish, it's a necessity. It's a necessity for your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health, guys. So let's dive into this a little bit. Um, I want to know currently, as you're listening, what is your current self-care routine? Do you even have one? Are you taking a few moments in the morning to actually enjoy your hot cup of coffee before all the chaos begins? Or do you take a quick walk around the block to just clear your mind? Or are you doing any kind of other self-care routine, whether that's um, going for a mani and pedi? Do you give yourself a mani and pedi? Are you going for a massage once a month? Are you doing acupuncture? Are you doing yoga? Are you doing meditation, journaling, reading a good book? Like, what is your go-to? What do you feel good doing? And are you currently doing that? Do you need to be doing it more? And like, does it actually make you feel good? Right. And so I want to challenge you with those questions because I feel like we're in a point where it's like self-reflection time. And in order to know how to move forward and where to grow and understand how we can move things forward in our life and get better or make change, we have to recognize where we are currently at and see the flaws in that, right? Or opportunity. Not everything's a flaw, but opportunity. and how can you make it better, right? So I definitely want to challenge you with those questions, right? What are you currently doing? Is it working? Is it bringing you joy? And do you need to be actually implementing some of those things? Okay. Um, so I've recently spoke to one of our mama bears in our mom community, and she had shared that she felt complete mom guilt when it came to her self-love journey. She started by incorporating just small self-care things in her routine, like reading a chapter of her favorite book, taking a nap when the baby was taking a nap. And you know what? It made a world of a difference. It helped her so much. It brought back overall happiness and joy to her life. And ultimately, that is what I want you guys to find when I'm bringing up this type of topic. I want you to find complete bliss in your life in the midst of the chaos, right? Sometimes it's good chaos, sometimes it's bad chaos. I get it. I get it. Life happens. There's a reason for the season, right? And not all seasons are the same. But I also want to help get you back and understand that you can find time for yourself no matter what season it is, and that you are worth it. You are capable. You are amazing. You are just a freaking rock star, mama bear. And don't forget that about yourself. Please don't forget about that. So I want to invite you, if you are currently, I'm going to challenge you, right? This is going to be a mini challenge. So I hope you join in on this. So if you're currently implementing a self-care routine and you decide to post it on social media, go ahead and tag us at Mama Bears Everywhere. And I want you to do hashtag Mama Oasis, right? And that way we can follow along with you to make sure that you are implementing your self-care routine. And if you haven't started a self-care routine, don't forget to join in with us, and go ahead and tag us when you just finally decide to schedule in your me time and get back to being you. It is so important, mamas, that you take time for yourself. Like I said, I, once upon a time, got lost in the doer mentality, and I kind of let myself fall to the wayside. And it was a downward spiral. It affected, like I said, my mental health, spiritual health, my physical health. And people get in these weird loops of almost like depression, right? And that's where I found myself. I found myself slightly depressed. I started gaining weight. My just all the things, right? My skin didn't look good. My mentality was just negative. So don't let yourself get there, right? Let's do preventative care so we don't have to deal with later issues or bigger issues down the line, right? And have to rely on things like medications or um, all the other stuff that you can go down the rabbit hole with, right? Yeah, we just don't want to get there. So, preventative care, mama bears, it is okay to take time for yourself. Give yourself that permission and take back that power and owning it. Um, I just kind of want to circle back because this is one of the biggest things in my mama bear community. It was that they just felt like they were unworthy and they didn't have the partners to support, or they just wouldn't do the self-care routine, right? Like stuck in this fear mindset. And I think when you become a mama bear, and I'm not speaking for everybody, I can only speak for myself, right? And I want to share this experience and just so you know a little bit more of where I'm coming from, because I have a big heart, guys. I love everybody and I want the best for everybody. And the reason for that is because I don't ever speak on anything that I haven't gone through myself. And I will never try to preach anything on you, but when I do bring something up, it is because I know that somebody out there needs help just like I did, or somebody out there is waiting for a message to come through and they have been searching for some kind of hope. And I feel like it's my duty to actually step up and say something. So that's just a little bit of me in a nutshell. Um, just so you know who I am and that I'm true and I want the best for you. But when I had my first child, right? I have two boys. Um, my oldest one, I I was so ready to be a mom. I felt like I was destined to be a mom. I always wanted to be a mom. I was very scared that I wasn't going to be able to have children. I would dream that I couldn't have children or I would die in childbirth. And it was the scariest thought. So, excuse me, getting a little choked up here. But when I finally found out I was pregnant with Aiden and knew I was going to be a mom, I was so excited. But at the same time, like after, right? Nobody prepares you so much for like the postpartum chapter and like the mental state that you actually go through, the hormones, and all of the things. We will definitely talk about that in a later video and a later podcast episode. But ladies, when I had my first baby, I gave my power away to my husband. I knew that it was a different season for me. I've always been like a go-getter, business owner, entrepreneur, always doing something, busy, 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 right? Climbing up a corporate ladder, doing some side hustles, always just going, 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 blah, 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 right? And so when I had Aiden, I was like in a completely opposite phase. Even with Loli, my second boy, you go through a lot through motherhood and it changes you. And a lot of women forget who they are. And I found myself there. I found myself forgetting who I was. Um, and you're transforming, right? You're transforming, you're becoming a new, incredible version of yourself, but you are also like slowly dying. And I don't know how else to put it, but like almost like a piece of you dies and you're reborn. And yeah, I can go into a whole thing, but I won't go there. Anyway, I ended up giving my power away to my husband. And I was like, it's your turn to protect us. Like, I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to give up everything that I was building for myself to my husband and said, okay, it's your turn. I give it to you. I give him the gift, right? Protect us, keep us safe. I'm going to focus on us. I'm going to be here in the inside space. You protect the outside space. And for a long time, I really didn't realize I didn't have to do that. I did not have to do that. I could have taken that back at any time and be like, this is all of me. I'm every single part. I'm the head of the house. Not like the head of the house, me and my husband have a very good relationship, but like I could take back the parts of me that was always me, the go-getter, the inspiration, motivation, this powerful force that I always had inside of me. I didn't have to give that away. It wasn't like it wasn't a necessity, right? And I feel like a lot of women do that. They think that because they're a stay-at-home mom, like they are not building a career. They're not working in the workforce as much anymore. Um, right. And they put themselves lower, lower, lower on the totem pole. And mamas, mama bears, you are a f***ing mama bear. I'm sorry. I'm getting passionate because this means a lot. Like, I think you end up realizing like what your true power is. And a woman inside the family is a heartbeat of your unit. You are the lifeline. And so you need that power inside you. Don't give it away. Take it back. You can take it back whenever you want. And ultimately, to find that true spark inside you is starting with caring for yourself. Start with implementing things that bring you joy. Going to go shopping, go getting your hot cup of coffee, your Starbucks, um, walking around Target, reading a good book, out and doing yoga, or going for a girls' day, going hiking, all the things that bring you immense amount of joy. Please do not stop doing that because, like I said, if that heartbeat inside your family unit starts dying, everything around them also starts wilting, right? We influence our families so much. Like, don't we want to leave a legacy and empower our children to become the best version of themselves so they are able to grow into incredible beings and members of society? So, mamas, it starts with you, right? It starts with you. You have to fill yourself so you're able to give back to everybody else. So don't don't pour from an empty cup, my loves. Um, like I said, you are amazing. You are worth it. So I want to take a second to invite you to our Mama Bear community. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, here on the podcast. Over on Facebook, we have a Facebook page at Mama Bears Everywhere, and we also have a Facebook group. The Facebook group is also called Mama Bears Everywhere. And ladies, that is going to be where it's a more intimate space, a lot of open discussions. People can drop very intimate questions and be anonymous. You don't have to just show up. I know social media can be a little extra. So that is one of the safe spaces that you can go. So I will link descriptions in the show notes wherever you are at or watching from. And, you can always find our link tree in any of our social media pages, like social links. We do have a link tree that can link you to everything where you can find us. We would love to have you in our community. I think it takes a village to not only raise our children, but to raise ourselves. And we are always continuously growing, changing, and transforming. So if you would like to be part of that community, we welcome you with open arms. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a simple yet powerful message. You matter, Mama Bear. You and your well-being is so important. And taking care of yourself is not a luxury, it is a necessity. So let's make a pact, dear Mama Bears, to commit to embracing some self-care. No matter how big or small, remember you're doing an amazing job and you deserve a little mama time oasis in your day. So thank you so much for joining the Mama Bears Everywhere podcast. We'll be back soon for some more heart-to-heart conversation and just embracing this beautiful Mama Bear journey. Until then, take care and don't forget to treat yourself to some Mama Bear time oasis. Sending you all love and light. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave us a review and some comments down in the comment section. We would love to know where you're from, what you're about, and what you got going on. We love building lifetime friendships, not just having fans. We love the fans, but I love building lifetime friendships. I think everybody is unique and has something to offer the world, and we would love to hear your story so we can shout you out here on Bears Everywhere. And Until next time, sending you lots of love and light. Mwah. Love you lots.